So one of the things I know about you, just from working with you and being friends, is that you're a gatherer of people. You're always doing a meetup or a pop up or getting people together, and not just socially, but also on a business front. And I've credited you with this a million times. You're the reason that Steve and I actually kind of said, "Hey, Steve, you need to talk to Bob. Bob, you and Steve ought to kind of connect here." And we've been doing that, and that's great. But what is it that winds your clock about just bringing people together? It seems like that's just part of your nature.
I don't know. It's one of those I always like helping people. It kind of goes back to a story I used to tell people. I mean, when the story is a real life thing. When I was 7 years old, I guess we moved to Mississippi from Memphis. It's only an hour drive, but Dad still worked sheriff's office, but we still did that. But as a kid in T-ball, when I was young, I was like the star of the T-ball team. Well, all of a
Yep.
sudden, I just moved to a new town, and I'm going to go play ball. And we get out there, and it's kind of like the I guess break league football or whatever. You go out there and everybody's picking this kid, and all of a sudden they're doing the picking, and here I am, I'm getting to be the last kid getting picked. And I'll never just forget how that feeling was. You sit there and I'm like the last one getting picked, and I remember that feeling. I was like, now I know how other kids feel, and I determined then it was like, I'm never going to let somebody else, if I can have the opportunity, I'm not going to let someone else be that last kid picked.
Yeah.
Or as an adult now, I guess I've kind of taken it that, and that's part of the going into the sheriff's office, doing that, always helping somebody to be a helper. And, if you can make somebody or, introduce somebody, who do you know that I should know, as John Maxwell says,
Right.
or who do you know that I should know even, if you can introduce somebody, help them out to help somebody. But just from standing there doing that, being the last person there. And then of course, they found out how great I really was. So, it's one of those things. I moved on up the ladder after that. It didn't take long, but it was that initial. I just never want anybody really to ever feel that way.
I get it.
And
I get
it's
it.
like, so I started putting this event on a couple of years ago. I thought it was pretty cool. It's like, hey, let's do something. Let's get
Yeah.
together. Everybody come out and have some coaching, training, and just people get to meet people. And it's turned out to
Yeah.
be a lot of fun. And we're in the second year. I'm planning for the third year now coming up this year. But I also got another event. I'm not heading it up, but I'm actually getting people together and bringing folks in. And actually, I landed a speaker to come to it. And the guy that's running the operation, he asked me if I knew anybody. So I was able to
Yeah.
find a speaker to come out and be a keynote speaker for the event.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
that was the
good.
Water Garden Expo, and it is Shawnee, Oklahoma, and
On the 12th.
it's gonna be March. What is it? The 11th through 13th, I believe it is. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I've said that to you before, and I'll say it publicly. I appreciate you put me in some rooms and put me in front of some people that I may or may not have run into, or it may have taken me longer to get there. So it's awesome. And the event, just for you guys listening, that he's talking about for his own event is the Mid-South Pond Retreat. And it's the second year in a row. We did it. We had a blast. Bubba showed up this year with a whole bunch of T-shirts with a hashtag WWBD and is now repping the What Would Bubba Do brand. And now that's getting traction, like his toes in the sand. So
it's always been a pond industry event, but I think this year I'm kind of leaning toward just opening it up as a just an event. You don't even have to be a contractor. You can just be a regular guy working, punching the clock every day if that's what you want to do, to come out, hang out, be part of it. I mean, we're going to sit there and do it. We're going to have some business coaching and life coaching. I mean, just everything in general, just how to have a good time, enjoy people.
yeah, it's and you get around people that want you to win, right? And then there's no telling where this thing could be going, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's no telling where this could go. It's like I say, you want to surround yourself. You become the 5 people you surround yourself with the most, and if you're not hanging out with a bunch of winners, you need to go find you some new friends.
Absolutely.
There's,
If
there's a
yeah,
Facebook reel going around now, I think, here lately. It shows a group of kids, they're sitting there at a baseball game, and they're like pointing and telling them, hey, this is his birthday. And they throw the ball to him, and then like all his buddies are going crazy, more excited than
yeah,
he is. That's the kind
right.
of people you want to hang out with in life, that they're more excited on your wins. If you can sit there and do something, say somebody wants to get into coaching. If somebody starts coaching, if you're in another group and another coach was leading you, they ought to be more excited for you than you are.
Yeah, 100%
Yeah,
agree
that's
with
me. I
that.
mean, encourage
Yeah,
people. Zig Ziglar always said it. You help enough people get what they want in life, you'll get everything you want.
yeah, yeah, exactly.